Just got off the train. That's the train station. And we are on a water taxi. It's a private water taxi.
Hey guys, I'm Jet Set Juliet, and if you're thinking about heading to Venice, there are certain things I think you really need to know. These are my tips for visiting Venice. Number 3, bring your most comfortable pair of shoes because you're gonna do a ton of walking. Venice itself is actually made up of 118 baby islands, all connected by more than 400 small footbridges. Here's the thing, there are only 4 footbridges that actually cross over the Grand Canal, which runs through the island like a backwards S. Walking from one sestieri to another is, well, it can take a long time depending on your destination. And with all those crazy cali, those little narrow streets, it can be very confusing. The best option, if you have to travel a long way, is to take a Vaporetto. This is basically a city bus, except it's on water. There are several lines and tons of stops, including on the other islands in the Venetian Lagoon, like Lido, Murano, Burano, and Torcello. The buses can be kind of crowded, especially during peak season, so you may have to stand. It's not always the most luxurious way to get around, especially if you have luggage, but it's definitely cheaper than the alternative, the water taxi. This is a super convenient way to get around. You can order one online or just head to the water and look for a water taxi stand. However, it's going to cost you a lot. I actually use the water taxi solely for going to and from Marco Polo Airport. Okay, now what about gondolas? Well, first of all, the classic gondola is really just for tourists. Locals don't use them as a means of transportation, with one exception, the traghetti. These are kind of like gondolas on steroids. There are only a few stops along the Grand Canal, and the hours of operation are, let's just say, a little unclear at times. For getting around safely, affordably, and quickly, the Vaporetto is the way to go. Next up, the secret to avoiding tourist traps.